Can you hear my voice? Can you hear my voice? Okay. Okay, at last I will do your attendance. Everyone will be on the call. So, we are discussing on the unit 18, chapter 18, pollution of air and water. The page number is 240, 241, 242. Okay. At last you will inquire the question, Jasmine. Okay, and till now no decidation about the syllabus. Okay, as the PT2 having only one chapter, so this chapter will only be already completed chapter, may it be the coal and petroleum or the combustion and flame, etc. Any one chapter. Okay, out of this. Okay, and any question about project you will ask me at last of the class when I will take your attendance. Okay. So, first come to the context. So, on the last class what we have discussed, I think up to air pollutants, that is chlorofluorocarbon, etc. is yet to be discussed. Okay. So, the first is that what is air pollution up to CFC was done, chlorofluorocarbon. Okay. So, thank you Annoy. Chlorofluorocarbon, this is a chemical compound. Now, chlorofluorocarbon, basically it is the compounds of carbon, chlorine, this is an element, fluorine, etc., hydrogen. Okay. Now, this is substituted halo compounds. Okay. Now, in this page, in the page number 241, you can see the application of CFCs, where CFCs are used, that is in refrigerator, air conditioner and aerosol spray. Okay. So, if we want to get rid of chlorofluorocarbon, then we have to decrease the use of chlorofluorocarbon in the refrigerant or air conditioner. Now, as chlorine is basically responsible for the bad effects, that is the chloro oxygen compounds, OCl, OClO2. Okay. So, as the chlorine is basically responsible for the depletion of ozone layer, so our main objectives is to replace chlorine in chlorofluorocarbon, and nowadays the replacement, that is modified CFCs are used, that is R32, etc. Okay. Now, the next piece is that, yes, hydrochlorofluorocarbon. Okay, what is ozone hole? What is ozone hole? Holes made by the depletion of ozone layer by CFCs. Yes. So, this is the decreasing, the length of the ozone hole is decreasing by reaction with the chlorofluorocarbon, or basically the chlorine. Okay. Now, the next is that in addition to the above mentioned gases, automobile which burn diesel and petrol also produces tiny particles which remain suspended in air for long. They reduce visibility. When inhaled, they cause disease. Such particles are also produced during industrial process like steel making, mining. Power plants give off tiny ash particles which also pollute the atmosphere. So, the tiny particles, basically the unburnt carbon, maybe in case of the automobile engine, and it may be any iron oxides, nitrogen oxides, the tiny particles, iron oxide, metal oxide, lead, sometimes it may contain lead. Okay. So, very tiny particle, these are also air pollutants. Now, activity 18.3, prepare a table using the pollutants mentioned above. You may even add more data to the following table: air pollutants, sources and their effects. So, air pollutants, there are gaseous pollutants, the tiny particle, the ash particle, the water vapor, etc. You can add here. Okay. Now, there is a case study that is on the Taj Mahal. Okay, now if you go through this part, that is what is the reason behind the marble cancer or holes or pits on the wall of the Taj Mahal. This is because of the oil refineries present on there. They are basically producing the harmful oxides. Okay, and these oxides reacts with the rainwater, producing the acid, which is also called as acid rain. Acid rain. These are formed by the oxides of nitrogen, sulfur, oxides of nitrogen, sulfur, etc. They produce from the oil refineries, and they having a great affinity towards water, and they forms acids, and these acids combines with rainwater, and which is the reason behind the marble cancer. Okay. That is, what are the industries there? That is rubber processing, automobile, chemicals, that is and oil refineries. Okay. No, case study is that is a project. Okay. It may be called as a project or any an observation for a time period. Okay. Suppose case study may be also on any students, suppose which is diverted students or which is backlog students. Case study may also be on that. This is on the psychological aspect, but this is on the environmental aspect. Case study may be on different aspect. In medicinal field also, case study is very important, because suppose a patient having any trauma or etc., then it is may also be any case study, that is which medicine is having which impact on that. This is also called case study, but case study is not here. But the topic here, that is what is the reason behind the acid rain, or what is the marble cancer, etc., we will get from here. And the name of the acids are also there, that is sulfuric acid and nitric acid. Okay, so you should remember the name of the acids, sulfuric acid and nitric acid. Already the oxides are written here, sulfuric acid and nitric acid. These are strong acids, but as it mixed up with water, so it becomes diluted, but till now it becomes harmful to the marble also. Okay. This is called acid rain. So, from this part the question is that what is acid rain. Now, in the definition of acid rain, you will write that the oxides produced from the automobiles, from the industries, basically the chemical industries, the metal industries, that is, and also the oil refineries, The oxides are basically of nitrogen and sulfur, and the name of the oxide is nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide, full stop. And these oxides having a great affinity with water, and when rainwater coming, then it mixed up with the rainwater forming the acid, and this acid falling with the rain is called acid rain. Suspended particulate matter, what is SPM? So SPM is a substance, just go back to the previous column, just there was some particles, that is the very tiny S particle, very tiny carbon particles, and also the pollen grain, that is the some flower which is suspended in air, but they do not deposit it as due to the air pressure, maybe due to their weight, maybe. These are the reason they are not settled down, they are not deposited on the ground. So these are also called SPM, or suspended particulate matter. Okay. Such as the soot particle emitted by the Mathura oil refinery has contributed towards the yellowing of the marble. Next, the Supreme Court has taken several steps to save the Taj. It has ordered industries to switch to cleaner fuel like CNG. What is cleaner fuel? Yes, H2S SO2 plus H2O is H2SO3. This is called sulfurous acid. You are correct. H2SO3, this is sulfurous acid. Sulfurous acid is also a strong acid. It is not a weak acid. Here a very here the oxidation state is +4. Okay, but sulfuric acid, here the oxidation state is +6. So sulfurous acid is also harmful to the soil also, and also for the marble. It is the change in the oxidation state. If it combines with oxygen, then it will produce H2SO4. That is the oxidation of H2SO3. It may be done by the environmental process, aerobic oxidation, which is also called. Okay. Next is that, what is LPG? You know about it. CNG, compressed natural gas, and liquefied petroleum gas. What is CNG? We have discussed it on the coal and petroleum chapter. It is basically light hydrocarbon. Okay, and why this is called cleaner fuel? Because it is producing less harmful gases because of complete combustion. When there is an incomplete combustion, then it produces the harmful gases like carbon dioxide in so many amount. But if it is a lighter hydrocarbon, that is methane, propane, etc., then it will be called as cleaner hydrocarbon or cleaner fuel. Now come to the next. What is section 18.4, that is greenhouse effect. Okay. Next one is section 18.4, greenhouse effect. Greenhouse effect. Now, what are the gases? What are the composition of air? Composition of air. What are the gases? What are the gases or what are the composition of air? It is nitrogen, oxygen, hydrogen, and after that there is a very little amount of carbon dioxide also. This was present on the sample of air. So these gases have different properties. Out of these, only the carbon dioxide having a different property. What is this? That it absorbs the heat energy. It can absorb the heat energy, not only the carbon dioxide, any carbon containing material. Any carbon containing material, suppose if you come to the metallurgy, then carbon is mixed to form the steel, very few amount, 0.4%. So this is to become a heat resistant. Okay, so when a carbon is there as an element, this is heat absorbing. Now carbon dioxide has the property to absorb the heat. Methane also, these are greenhouse gases with respect to this. Now when carbon absorbs the heat, then what happened? The heat should be released on the space to maintain the appropriate environmental condition. But if the carbon dioxide is increasing, then what happened? The average temperature of the earth surface, near to the earth surface, is also increases. So it works as a layer of gases. If this is the earth, then it works as a layer of carbon dioxide gases, which restricts the sunlight, the heat energy from earth to the space. So this is the effect of greenhouse gases, that is the increasing amount of greenhouse gases. Now carbon dioxide in this way increases the temperature of the earth, that is average temperature of the earth is increasing, and this is called the greenhouse effect and global warming. So the global warming is the increasing temperature of the near to the earth surface, and the greenhouse effect, that is the greenhouse gases. Okay. Now next is that why greenhouse effect is important to us. Why greenhouse effect is important to us? Greenhouse gases, if it does not absorb the heat energy, then what happens? The atmosphere is not so suitable to us. Okay. So suppose the temperature maintained in the India is or just with respect to West Bengal, it is just about 40 degree the maximum, 40 degree centigrade in the summer time, and it is 10 degree centigrade. So it is ranging between 10 to 40 degree centigrade. This temperature helps to grow different kinds of habitat, that is different kinds of plants, different kinds of vegetables, etc., which is for our sake. Now this temperature is maintained due to the greenhouse gas. Okay. So as it absorbs the heat energy, if the amount is suitable, then it produces this atmospheric range, that is the temperature range. But as it is as its amount become excessive, so the temperature is excessive. If you go to the industrial area, then it is higher than the 40 degree, but it is average, it is 40 degree in summer time. Now you know that sun's ray warm the earth's surface. A part of radiation that falls on the earth is absorbed by it, and a part is reflected back into space. A part of the reflected radiation is trapped by the atmosphere. This trapped radiation further warms the earth. If you have seen a greenhouse in a nursery or elsewhere, what is greenhouse? May you have seen it, that a layer is formed to maintain. They make a layer, maybe it is of polythene or one thin sheet of the cotton, etc. It is to absorb the heat energy and to maintain the temperature. and this is the bed. This is the cover and this is the bed where the plants are grown. This is basically done in the season, that is in winter season or in the rainy season, when the atmosphere is not so favorable for the growing of that plants. Okay. Now, the trapping of radiation by Earth atmosphere is similar, that is why it is called greenhouse effect. So, what is greenhouse effect? The trapping of sun's heat by the gases present on the air is called the greenhouse effect. And what is the result of this? It is that a favorable temperature range is maintained in the Earth's surface or near to the Earth's surface. And if it becomes excessive, then it is the global warming. Nowadays, we are feeling that. Now, what is the greenhouse gases? That is carbon dioxide, water vapor, or etc. is the greenhouse gases, methane, nitrous oxide. Okay. Now, global warming has become a major concern of government worldwide. Many countries have reached agreement. Now, Kyoto Protocol. Kyoto Protocol is the protocol that it is an agreement that we will not produce so much carbon dioxides throughout the year. This is an agreement only, okay, and they have to maintain this protocol. Nowadays, and also the odd even number in the Delhi, which is come to the in the next unit, that is unit 18.5, what can be done. Okay. So, what is the bad effects of global warming? That the first of all, increasing the temperature, the average temperature of the Earth's surfaces, and next is that the environment, that is the glacier. You can see here also that the Gangotri glacier is Himalayan is melting due to the global warming. Okay. Now, they are very useful with respect to the normal flow of the river, but if it's melted, then what happened? Then after some days there may be some floods, or the summer becomes very dangerous towards, which is almost non-favorable for the human sake. Okay. So, that's all for today's class. Now, I will take your attendance and questions from